Back on the Fisher, putting the power supply board in and more. Morning YouTube, it's 11:15 on a Thursday morning. I'm here on the, I know I said I wouldn't make any more videos on this until it was done, but I had to bring you back for this. I mean, I'm kind of proud of this. I lined up the ones on here. Now these are, like I said before, are the outputs for the stereo speakers and for the headphones. Got a piece of stuff on there. I'm gonna get it off. I don't like to have my pointy stick dirty. Can't get it off. Anyway, these are the two. This is the output for the headphone, and this is the headphone. These two over here, and the ones that go here. This is the coming from the output of the amplifier to this one, which goes up here to the switch. And are you seeing this at all? I don't think you are. Let's try that. Alright, it goes up here to the output of the switch, and the green wire right there connects to the orange wire. Right, if you run back to the back there's an orange wire on the output, a speaker terminal there. So, and I have double checked these. They come down to 0.2 ohms between the output. I'll show you here. Between the output here and the output on this, on where you connect to the speaker back here. So there's, like I say, when I switch the remote or the main switch from here to main to on, it goes, like I said, there's 0.2 from here back to here on both panels. So I'd say I've got that pretty clean. At least I'm going to go with that. Looks like a dog on that thing. Anywho, the rest of these things were pretty self-explanatory. After you get past this initial output thing here, because the rest of them are just jumpers, as I said before. There's purple wire, orange wire, red wire, gray wire, and then the black one here by itself on the end is a ground. So I think I feel pretty confident. I've already snapped this in, so I feel pretty confident that I have got these like they go, and everything should work. So I still need to clean these other switches here, but the remote, I did douse the remote a little bit and cleaned it a little bit, but I'm going to do some more cleaning. I have also cleaned the function or selector switch here with alcohol, and that should be working better. Now on this flywheel, I think if I take this nut loose, that the shaft will pull out of the other end of, you know, this end, not the shaft, but the round part of the covers the shaft, the tube that the shaft fits into. And I think if that comes out, I can put grease in there and put that all back together, and I think I'll have it knocked. I hope. That's the plan on that anyway. I don't know that I'll get it done, but you know how that works. So that's going to be my first little update here on this. I'm going to go ahead and finish. The rest of these should be easy enough to get on there without having to take that board back loose again, because I have my wire strip from the transformer to solder back on, and those are very obvious. Now this will probably be the hardest part here, but I don't think it'll be a real hard part, because I think those are fairly self-explanatory. These wires here, they're up above the thing. This goes over here too, so I think those are jumper type wires too, so I think they should match each one, I think. So that's the plan. We'll bring you back. Alright, what we have here on this side now is the this is for the lights, pilot light, whatever you want to call it, dial light. It goes from here, this goes to the transformer over here, and goes right up to the let me back up a little bit, you can see the whole thing. It goes up here to the pilot light, to the positive on the pilot light, if there is such a thing. But anyway, it goes right over here to the transformer. The rest of these are color coded. Well, that one was color coded too, but it wasn't clear in my pictures at all. I had the light brown, I have the blackish, the yellow and the yellow. I have the greenish and the greenish. These are cloth type covered wires, and I know these are the ones that go with that. Now on the other side, these were a little bit more simple. We have the yellow here, the purple with the purple and white stripe goes together, the orange and the white with the brown stripe goes here, and the blue one, and that's it. Now this last part I do, like I said, I have the wire strip to, you know, the yellow and the red goes here, the red goes here, there's your yellow wire that connects there, and there's a ground wire down there. It's hard to see, but that's got to be reconnected. And that will finish the power supply. Once that is done, I will be happy. Of course, I will test it then, make sure that those speaker switches are working properly. And so we'll bring you back for that. Well, I finally got a pretty good glob of solder on there. I think, well, I didn't want to get the camera thing in there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think it'll hold. Now to get the other ones done. The red and yellow goes there, the red goes there. We'll get that done next. Bring you back. Well, as promised, there is the shaft out of that. The not shaft, but the tube. The shaft runs through. It does have little what's the word? Bushings, seals, whatever you want to call that, on each end. So it's meant to be filled with grease for ease of turning and to keep it, you know, fairly straight in there, or keep it from, but see, a lot of it's dried off. I don't know if you can see that down here. The grease is dried up from age and stuff like that, so put some fresh grease in it. It should be fine, I think. Still going to be a little bit difficult to put grease in it, but I think if I put grease on the shaft and then work the tube through to a point where I think it should be alright, I think. So I had to take both of the little clips off. Those are a little bit of a bear to get off, but they come off. And I've got one of them. The other one's down in there inside because obviously it's on the inside. And I'll have to get it. But once I get it and get this all back together, I think that will be fixed. So that's the plan anyway. And I think it should work out rather well. Alright, that's it.
106 What the River Cheap Trick. They've got their Kiss records out. It's Sully. I've got my Guns N' Roses ELO and Bryan Adams records out, ready to spin those.
Alright, well, I recorded this once before, but I had the microphone all covered up, this microphone up there, and it didn't sound too good. It sounded all muffled. So I wanted you to get the full effect. So there it is, working as it is intended to work. Like I said, I'm working on that tuning tube, whatever you want to call that thing. That's what I'm working on now. Everything else is good. The controls are all cleaned, as clean as I'm going to get them. I'll put it that way. But they work. That's the main thing. The speaker switches all work now, good. Selectors works great. So everything works as it's intended to work, and that all part is good. This will wrap up this part of it when I get that done on the tuning tube, whatever that is. And the last thing to do then is to clean it up. I got to clean the dial face up a little bit, and of course the little thing I have off down here, the bezel, it's got to be cleaned up. So you can see there's some dirt there around where you put your fingers at, you know, and that'll be cleaned up and reattached. Now, when I got this off, I told you guys this was loose. There's supposed to be, just like on my Pioneer, there's supposed to be a knot here, a nut here and a nut here where the two blue controls are, and that holds the dial face on, a bezel, whatever you want to call it. And so we'll find a couple of nuts to put back on there and get those back like they're supposed to be. And like I say, the last thing to do is the record player. I couldn't hardly see it, think of it. But that shouldn't be a hard deal. It was working pretty good as I recall. So just need a little lube and check out the cartridge and find out if it's, I think it was missing a channel, if I recall right. So we'll do that, and like I said, that'll wrap this up. You guys, it's now 2:05 in the afternoon. I have reset my clock, so it's correct. So actually, I set it a minute slow, so it's actually probably 2:06. But I figure it'll come into its own here eventually. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you.